Here we are, live as we could be. Gonna tap this, go live on Facebook. I believe that's it. Yep, we're live. How's everybody today? I had a nice talk with Daryl Sherman this afternoon. She's riding her bike up and down Park Avenue because there's no cars on Park Avenue. Spoke to my sister Valerie, who's in Baltimore. She's a lawyer, but mostly one of the best puppeteers you've ever seen. She's the one who can talk like this, and you don't even know if she's saying a word. Nothing. You don't even know. She doesn't know. No. All they can do when I talk like that, I can say is, but she has a live stream from Baltimore, and she's a great puppeteer. She's a beauty. Yeah, you should see her. Silly Goose, I think is I don't know exactly how you reach it. It's called Silly Goose, and some of it's very funny. Much of it's very funny, to tell you the truth. Today is Friday. The 27th. I did have a request today to sing a song that I wrote about Milt Hinton called The Judge, and I haven't sung it in years, but I practiced it a little bit, and I think I may be able to get through it. I might be able to. I don't know. It's long with a lot of words. But we're going to go back now and proceed to play our opening song. Oh, this one's a little high now, isn't it? Excuse me. My tech didn't show up today. Again, he didn't show up. Oh, now this one's a little wrong too. So let me fix this. Put it a little down like that. See how that works out. That's better. Better. Let me tell you something as we start the show. It's a little something I thought you should know. So I will tell you as we set it into place. It's impossible to sing and play the bass. You're a lovely group of people, you deserve the courtesy of knowing what you can expect of me. I've practiced, but it will not mean a thing, cause it's impossible to play the bass and sing. You see, the bass is fretless, it's not like a guitar. A bass you spend your whole life wondering where the hell you are. It's got no little markers, just a fingerboard so bare, and lots of notes which often are not there. So as I make 1,000 errors, sit there and be kind. Do not throw tomatoes at me, keep us all in mind. I screwed up the song again. Oh, I know. So as I make 1,000 errors, sit there and be kind. Do not throw tomatoes at me, keep this all in mind. Remember, this is serious. Remember, this is art. Remember this, or I will fall apart. Then I'd have to pray to God to come and intercede. And she'd only sit and laugh at my wanton greed. She made the rules for molecules, atoms, time, and space. And she knows it's impossible to sing and play the bass. I meant to go. Sing and play the bass. Yes, yes. Welcome, everyone. So, how was your Friday? Was it just full of fun and adventure? Did you get out? Did you go for a walk? You know, here in New York, we're pretty restricted, but I went to the park anyway. Took a walk down to Riverside Park here, 88th Street. And it was a beautiful day, a lot of people out there. And it was fun. It was nice, and a very nice walk. Just teeming with people. Everybody's 6 feet apart. Everybody's trying to stay 6 feet apart. Then a woman comes up next to me on her bicycle, just pulls right up next to me. So I get out of the way. And then she goes on, then I walk up later and she pulls up right next to me. I says, she says, "You're Jay, huh?" Yeah. I hope to stay Jay for a while too. Okay. So how about that? That doesn't mean a whole lot, except it didn't please me a whole lot. I always find new songs I haven't performed in ages, or if I've ever performed. And this one, I don't know. I did perform it. I performed it on the bass lesson, which you will find on YouTube. And that first song, "It's Impossible to Sing and Play the Bass," is on YouTube too. I would ask everyone to go over to it and then find it. And then what's the word? Subscribe to it. Oh no, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, because I'm not. I have I've had 1 million views on that video, but somehow it doesn't translate, and 3,000 subscribers, but it doesn't translate onto my YouTube channel. So if you go to my YouTube channel, if you get a chance, and subscribe, it'll help me to get more viewers for this, because then every time I don't know what it'll do. I don't know. Tell your friends, tell your classmates. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't entirely understand it. That's okay. I don't need to. This next song got written because I was thinking about the metaphors and the similes that they use in country music. And I said, they don't do that in pop music. They don't use enough similes and metaphors. So I decided I would write a song that really used like lots of metaphors. You say that you're not. You say that you're unhappy. Just a second. I forgot how the first thing started. Well, I can't sing it if I can't remember the first line. Say that you're unhappy. I just ran it over in my mind, in my head. I just practiced it, and now I forgot what the first line is. Boy, once I get going, it'll all be fantastic. Oh my God, yes. You say you got her number. You say you are so smart. But don't say I did not warn you, friend, 'cause she's gonna break your heart. You say that I don't scare you, that you're as brave as you could be. Well, she'll have you howling like a dog in a kennel. Just you wait and see, because she's mean. She's mean. She's a genuine, bona fide heartbreak machine. Say that I don't scare you. Your heart just loves to wander. Your heart just loves to roam. Don't you feel your heart? just, yeah, I'll have to practice it tomorrow. Your heart just loves to wander. Your heart just loves to roam. Just like General Custer and his boys, you're gonna wish that you never left home. You say that I don't scare you. What is the fuss? Well, she'll have you feeling like a she'll have you feeling like a poor little beagle run over by a Greyhound bus because she's mean. She's mean. She's a genuine bona fide heartbreak machine. Once she gets you in her sights, there will be no way to distract her. You're gonna feel like a bug neath a big steam wheeler or a squirrel in a trash compactor. Like a piranha in a fish tank, she's gonna tear you right apart. Just like a squirrel, just like something neath an 18-wheeler, she's gonna crush your heart because she's mean. She's mean. She's a genuine bona fide heartbreak machine. You're gonna end up hurting. It's written in the plot. You're gonna feel like a watermelon dropped from a helicopter down into a parking lot. You're gonna end up hurting. Very sorry about that. But just like a bug on the windshield of love, your heart is gonna go splat because she's mean. She's mean. She's a genuine bona fide heartbreak machine. Yeah, she's mean. She's a genuine bona fide heartbreak machine. I'll work on that. I'll have it ready, really ready. I thought I had it ready, but as usual, no. Okay, she's mean. And then someone requested I do this song about, I wrote about the judge, but Mel Hinton many years ago. I just wrote a song about him because Mel Hinton was the first person who I really ran into when I came to New York. And I ran into him in a bar called Jim and Andy's. And he took me under his wing immediately. And by Friday night, I met him on a Monday morning. By Friday night, I was working. And I kept working for the rest of my career. Just because he said, you know, I got somebody who maybe you should hire. Boom. And that was it. So I wrote a song about Milt. But the way it's going tonight, I know I won't do it correctly. I could read it to you. But it's been over 30 years. It's been over 30 years since I overcame my fears, packed my bags, and moved to New York City. Found myself a little place, no room for the bass. No time to wallow in self-pity. And here it is. It's been over 30 years since I overcame my fears, packed my bags, and moved to New York City. Found myself a little place, just room for me and my bass. No time to wallow in self-pity. So I go to Jim and Andy's bar. That's where the musicians are. Give Lady Luck a little nudge. Open the door and I walk in. Right away, luck does begin, because that's the day I run into the judge. No sooner am I in the place when I'm standing face to face with one of the great legends of our land. I start getting very nervous. What did I do to deserve this? A feeling that I think you'd understand. No hidden motivations lurk. The judge knows that I need to work. He knows the hungry look of a beginner. So we talk for a little while until I see the judge's smile and he invites me out to dinner. So I call on the telephone. A woman by the name of Mona answers and says Sunday would be fine. So merrily to Queens I trudge for dinner with Mona and the judge. I'm laden down with flowers, gifts, and wine. Naturally, I'm right on time, and Mona's cooking is sublime. Real home cooking, the genuine stuff. After dinner, I play the bass, a stern look on the judge's face. After 3 notes, he says, "That's enough." Oh no, I failed my first audition in my quest for a position, just someplace in New York I could play. I didn't need anything real big, I just needed a simple gig. I didn't care what it might pay. So I say goodnight to Milt and Mona. Once again, I'm all alone, a young man with those great big city blues. But next week, it's the strangest thing. My telephone begins to ring with gigs for me. Oh, such wonderful news. He helped me so when I got started. Such wise counsel he imparted, and he taught my telephone to ring. And there's simply no debating that he helped my credit rating, in itself a monumental thing. Perhaps I need a new perspective, lenses just a bit corrective, but to me the judge stands 10 feet tall. From the primordial slime and sludge occasionally evolves a judge to help us find some meaning to it all. He's shown me how to lead my life, how to deal with stress and strife, living with a minimum of fuss. He shows us how to lead our lives. He shows us how to take care of our wives, while they in fact are taking care of us. Amazing that a jazz musician should achieve such a position where he has beheld a national treasure. But before the birth of Branford and Winch, and I was friends with Milton Hinton. In fact, I know it with great pride and great pleasure. Another birthday comes and goes, but on the judge it never shows. He must have friends in higher places. Or maybe it's just because he's wise and gets a lot of exercise, chasing trains and planes and lugging bases. So here I stand before you folks. I'll spare you all the corny jokes. I'll just play the bass and sing. But from this stage, I will not budge until I get to tell the judge, "We love you, Judge, and thanks for everything. You make every rhythm section swing." That was that's a complicated song. Okay, I gave the wrong YouTube link again. I'm going to stop sending out YouTube links because I can't seem to get it right. I don't know how you do it. I don't know what link you send. Doesn't seem to work. Doesn't seem to work correctly. Hi, Kristen. I see you there. Frank Ostrowski is watching. So anyway. Well, I should do something I know quickly to make up for what I'm doing, for all these little errors I'm coming up with. All right, I will. Oh my, I got myself a problem. Yes, indeed, I absolutely do. Me, oh my, I've got myself a problem, and my problem is you. Don't you know I never saw it coming when this feeling snuck up from behind me? Oh my, I've got myself a problem. I must have been blind. You and I were taking it so easy. We could be good friends. Talking, walking, talking nice and like crazy, but that's not where the story is. Cause now you see, I can't stop thinking about you. Want somebody tell me what to do. Me, oh my, I've got myself a problem, and my problem is you. I do 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 do. I do 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 Me, oh my, I've got myself a problem. Yes, indeed, I absolutely do. Me, oh my, I've got myself a problem, and my problem is you. Don't you know I never saw it coming when this feeling snuck up from behind me? Oh my, I've got myself a problem. I must have been blind. You and I were taking it so easy, we were going to be good friends. Walking, talking, nice and light and busy, but that's not where the story ends. Cause you see, I can't stop thinking about you. Want somebody tell me what to do? Me, oh my, I've got myself a problem, and my problem is you, yes. And my problem is you, yes. And my problem is you, yes. And my problem is you. I guess it's plain to see that something's coming over me. Once I was fancy free, but now you've captured me. What is this thing about you? Why can't I live without you? I wonder if I shouldn't try to just forget about you. But that is not about to be. I see I'll simply have to suffer the consequences. I let down my defenses. Hear what I'm saying, baby. No question and no maybe. This time I know it's for real. Maybe I should run away to some exotic island, stay far away, and I can contemplate. Sit and gaze into the ocean till I lose this crazy notion that we two might ever be the same. But that is not about to be. I say I simply have to suffer the consequences. I let down my defenses. Hear what I'm saying, baby. No question and no maybe. This time I know it's for real. Maybe I should run away to some exotic island and stay far away as I can contemplate. Sit and gaze into the ocean till I lose that crazy notion that we two might never be the same. But that is not about to be. But that is not about to be. I see I simply have to suffer the consequences. I let down my defenses. Hear what I'm saying, baby. No question and no maybe. This time I know it's for real. Hear what I'm saying, baby. No question and no maybe. This time I know it's for real. Ah, the bridge of that one's tough because in the B7, then you go diminished scale. Lost. A7. E. It's easy to forget your diminished scales on the bass. Don't practice them for a month, and they're foggy. I got to think about that. I'd rather think about it on my time and not on yours. I've written a lot of songs with the using the whole tone scale or the diminished scale. I've always known that I wanted to get closer to you. Do you think that maybe there is a small chance that this could happen? Please don't lie, because if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna die. It's just that I never could wait forever. If it seems impossible that you may give in, but do not worry about me, I am a survivor, maybe not a thriver. But somehow I managed still, it isn't pretty. Think about you only, rather when it's a pity. I get very lonely, still I am able to make sense of it. Don't ask how. So I'll cool it, perhaps I'll even try to struggle along without you, along without you. Take it easy, just let the world keep spinning and keep hoping you will come around. Or maybe I will just face facts and stop all this scheme and dream and try to hear never is when it is quite clear how you feel. I guess I like a certain sex appeal, but who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Woe is me, but you don't. Perhaps I'll even try to struggle along without you, without you. Take it easy, just let the world keep spinning and keep hoping you will come around. Or maybe I would just face facts and stop all this scheming, try to get head over heels when it's clear how you feel. I guess I like a certain sex appeal, but who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Woe is me. Getting well, not too sharp today. Not as sharp as I could be. Nicky Royal. Hi, Nick. How are you, man? Took some work, but back this Friday at 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. in Santa Cruz. Wait a minute. It can't be. It's got to be 4 p.m. Joan Boyle. It is happening. Nancy and Spencer Reed. We took a walk. Not too many people. The Judge. Thank you. Yeah, I can't sing it. I can't sing The Judge. It's I got to practice that. I sang it. I sang The Judge at the St. John's Cathedral at this memorial in front of all these people. And I got out there and sang that song, did it to perfection, played it perfectly. That's one of the few times I've really taken a really hard song and sung it what I thought was just perfectly. So that song always lives in my memory a little bit. So how's everybody doing? We've got a lot of friends over here on Facebook. Oh my gracious. I can't go back and count them. Hey, Ziggy Spitz, great photographer, Ziggy Spitz. Yes, it's Stephen Goldberg. Stephen, you're another great photographer. Catherine Markey. Catherine, what did you say last night? High notes are overrated. Thank you. How about lyrics? They're probably overrated too. Roberto Walensky Brenza. Why you folks just, you know, I got to give you credit. You're consistent. Walensky, Russell Katzoff is watching. Russ, I'm having a little trouble. And I realized if I could wear a mask. I could wear a mask, and all of a sudden, you know, there's no delay. Suddenly, there's no delay anymore. So maybe that's what they're for. But now there's a delay. You guys experiencing a delay on Facebook? Nick Navi likes. Nick Navi, can't believe that you didn't come up with a Corona song. Well, Nick, I wrote one rather macabre idea. After all, I'm in that dangerous age. And I said, no, I'm not going to sing that. And it's too much happening right now to even reflect on. We're right in the middle of it. It's chaos all around. And somebody just told me that the administration now really wants to cancel Obamacare. Now, why would they do that? Why would they do that unless they're just going to totally socialize medicine? Is that what their plan is? Is that what they think this $2 trillion is for? But I mean, I don't mean to be political, but that popped up on my phone. So why? What are you trying to do? Supermarkets, no delay. Lines are long and tight. Supermarkets, no. Wait a minute, hold it. It's being written for me, Ben. My Corona song's being written for me. Like lines are long and tight. Supermarkets, no delay. Wait all day and night. Yeah. Okay, that's yours. You take it. Get out there and sing it. You're right, Nikki. I am right. Outing but Corona Light. Corona Light. That's good. I like that. I hate it. Listen, it's you know, here in New York and New Jersey, we're the epicenter, and everybody's having a lot of trouble with it, as you know. Ned White is watching. There's so many people. I would use up too much time. Like this, at the end of this broadcast, I will go through my Facebook list. I don't think it's really good to go through it now just to see. Tomoko Onafarnham. Hello, Tomoko Onafarnham. Hi, Tomoko. Ray Jane Harper. Wait a minute. Is this Joe Cahoon? Hey, Joe Cahoon. I was just another live stream, so it's not on my mind, but I'll end up raising my TV to warp factor 8. Thank you very much. I was just on another live stream, but it's not on my end. So I see. Frank Skillen. Hi, Frank. Flip Peters. He's Blake Martinez. Kate Gill. Hi, Katie. Christopher Smith. Rosalind Murdoch. Improvising. Been a long time since I heard you live. Poor Butterfly was always requested in the Nairn program. Nairn? Rosalind Murdoch. Oh, boy. Nairn. Kristen Zito, Frank Ostrowski, Ike Harris, all these wonderful people. Ken Levinsky is back. They're back. He's back. Okay, I better get serious then. Okay, I did have another request for my song about the man in Baltimore who, well, I came across this when I was in a bar in Baltimore. I finished a show, standing at the bar, and two people were standing right next to me with a briefcase open. And they were going through a bunch of headlines. And they were laughing and having the funniest time. For real. Yeah, thanks. They were laughing and having a great time. And I said, what are you laughing about? And they showed me the newspapers. This guy was a sculptor. And he had created quite a fuss in Baltimore. Because, well, I'll have to tell you the song. The song is for real. And this is not I didn't make this up. This is for real. And you can look this up on Google. Google it. And it's real. So I just have to do this for you because it's perfect for the show. Besides, I get to play with the phone. And I like that. This could stand a little bit better view, just a little bit better. A man had an interesting hobby. It seemed that sculpting was his gift. One day he decided he would sculpt a little something special and created quite a rift. Or he decided he would sculpt a penis and he would carve it out of a potato. He worked with practiced hands and eyes. He colored it with natural dyes like the pinks and reds in the potato. Pinks and reds in the tomato, not the potato. Potatoes doesn't have pinks. The pinks and reds in the tomato. Those who saw it say it was amazing, in perfect detail down to the smallest part. Anatomically quite accurate, very realistic. They say it was a work of art. A work of art. I will spare you further detail, just understand the thing looked very real. But keep it forever he just could not. It was a potato, it started to rot and lose its sex appeal. So our sculptor took his interesting potato, put it in a plastic bag, threw it out. Naturally, a woman found it. Naturally, she was astounded, called the cops, who did not have a doubt. Nobody wanted to examine it too closely, but nobody doubted it was real. Soon the local papers heard about it. It was becoming one big deal. The coroner's report quite firmly stated the thing was real. It simply was organic. Microscopic slides show that it had been alive, but people shouldn't panic. Morticians in the morgue were simply mortified. They'd never so much as lost an inch of colon. Now they were just horrified to think that someone who had died might possibly have had an organ stolen. After lots and lots of careful testing, every chemist in the lab could see the subject matter did consist of living cells and chromosomes. So really, what else could it be? TV stations loved the story. They had their fun like TV stations will. They filmed the woman who had found it in her little store, surrounded by hot dogs cooking on the grill. On the grill. Every week it popped up in the papers. The little story that wouldn't go away. Feeding everybody's sense of morbid curiosity and their fears about foul play. Meanwhile, our sculptor simply laid low. Why let the cat out of the bag? Even though he knew he'd not done anything illegal. He knew he shouldn't brag. Finally, he decided it was time to tell the truth. It was the only thing to do. But no one down at City Hall believed a word he said. They simply did not think his story could be true. Some say it was decadent, others say it was time well spent, others philosophize like Plato. But there can be no dispute he carved a potato. It was a root. It absolutely was a penis, just not of the proper genus. Now that's a good joke. If you think about it, that's a pretty good joke. Anyway, it's clear to see the whole thing was a fallacy. I know you got that one. Let's hear it for the bold creator of this old and cold dictator of man and his interesting potato. My story does not have a funny ending, no. A little joke that we might laugh about. The people involved were finally just got tired of the subject matter and the whole thing simply. Yeah, I'm sure you know the last two words. Anyway, look, I did that one perfect. I worked hard on that song. It's fun. It's funny. And Nick, you're still writing. Nick, my friend Nick Nave, Lines on Long Nights, Supermarket's Delight, Wait All Day and Night, Outdoor Outing but Corona Night, Corona Light. It makes life quite so sprite. No, it doesn't. See, that's the thing. That's what we do. We write lyrics, and just because they rhyme, then you have to say, do I really want to do this? I've got a chest full, a file cabinet full, file cabinets full of old lyrics. Oh, go away. Come on. You can't help me with anything. Get me back to me. Thank you. I accidentally pressed Siri and she wants to, can I help you? Can I be of assistance to you in your time of need? Here, I'll show you guys. Here's my file cabinets. Full. Chock full of lyrics and rhymes. I love to rhyme, but still, the rhymes cannot make note of themselves to the point that that they throw you off the story. They've got to just smooth the story right along, and it gives a sense of rhythm, and it's fun. I can write prose, but I'm not very good at it because I haven't worked at it because it doesn't rhyme. I've written some articles and stuff, and I actually wrote a editorial in the New York Times in 1981. I wonder if I have a copy of it around here. It was sitting next to Russell Baker and Sidney Schanberg. And I worked hard on it. That was my peak of my prose writing, my non-rhyming writing. If things don't rhyme, they're not fun. But that's what I was thinking. I need to do the song that has one rhyme that's in there just for the hell of it. And it's probably the only time in all my songs that I've taken a rhyme and forced it in because it was funny. So now I'm going to do that song for you. And you'll see it when you get to it. My friend Nick Nobby has written the whole song. Nick, you just have to sing it. You got to go out and sing it. If I could tell people how on YouTube really how to sign into this, I would. And I can't find any information on YouTube that helps me to send the link out so that people can go click, and there it is. It doesn't seem to work that way. Okay, so here's the song. It's not like you're paying YouTube for this, so they're not dying to give you service. They write some nice manuals and not manuals, some help logs, but they don't cover everything. You're on your own. You're on your own. This song has to do with my having played with Mel Torme for 10 years. And one of the last engagements I did with him was at the Blues Alley in Washington. And the job consisted of playing, 6 nights a week. You were off Monday. And on the very last night of the gig, Sunday night, well, that morning I decided I'm going to go back up to New York. Actually, I must have decided earlier than that because I didn't get a sub. I had a brunch at the Blue Note, which I played every Sunday. So I said, I'll go up, play the brunch, take a flight back down, and play in Washington that night. So I did. I went up in the morning, Sunday morning, played the Blue Note, went out to the airport at 5 o'clock. But when I got to the airport, the weather was terrible. was terrible. It's 5 p.m. I'm sitting in an airplane at LaGuardia. The captain says there will be a delay. Oh no, this isn't good, you see. I've got to be in Washington, D.C. tonight to play for Mel Torme. Out the window of the airplane, lightning's crashing, winds are thrashing, skies are dark and rain is whipping by. Still somehow 3 hours from now, I've got to be in Washington, D.C. This plane has got to fly. I did not tell a soul last night about my little New York flight. I knew that I could make it back in time. But now it looks like Mel Torme may play tonight without the bass. And let me tell you, that would be a crime. That would be a crime. I really hate to say it, but I think my luck has finally run out. My warranty has just expired. Because if I am not in Blues Alley tonight at 8 o'clock and playing bass for Mel Torme, I will be fired. You see, I really like this job. We always have a lot of fun. Everybody gets along real well. We play a lot of real nice music. I get lots of solos, but now I'm going to blow it all to hell. It's going to be curtains with Torme. I'm very sad to have to say I will be history. I will be gone. So as the plane just sits right here, I'll figure out a new career. But adios, Mel. I'll be moving on. I'll be moving on. Then around 6:35, the engines roar, they come alive, and seconds later we are in the air. I begin to think there's hope that I may make this gig tonight. Or do I even dare? But God, the weather's terrible. We're flying right through thunderstorms, yet the captain just keeps pressing on. Now the airplane's diving, dumping, jiving, jumping, bouncing, bumping. I think I can see the White House lawn. It defies all understanding how we could be really landing, but at 7:30 we touch down. Congratulations, Captain Noya. I never had the slightest doubt. Now, pardon me, I've got to get downtown. I get a taxi right away with absolutely no delay. I tell the taxi driver of my plight. Before we even settle down, he mashes that old pedal down. We fly to town as we make every light. We reach Blues Alley. I walk in quite casually, as if I were under such duress. I saunter through the restaurant trying to look nonchalant, but inside I have a total mess. I see the show has not begun. They're waiting for me. Oh, isn't this fun? I don't think I'll survive. So fully prepared to meet my doom, I walk into the dressing room to find I'm the first one to arrive. With all my worry and my fear, it turns out I'm the first one here. Sometimes life can be sublime. In spite of all the stress and strain I went through on that stinking plane, I'm the only one who's here on time. The only one on time. I really hate to say it, but I think my luck is fine. Then around 8:35, the others frantically arrive, apologizing all the way. They're rushing around, they're in a panic like the musicians on the Titanic. I tell them, fellas, it's okay. Everyone, including Mel, is rushing around, upset as hell with me. I am as calm as I could be. Here I almost blew this gig, I almost screwed up really big, but now I'm Mr. Punctuality. That's me. I was absolutely certain I would never make this curtain. This gig would be the death of me. I could feel the noose around my neck. I was a total nervous wreck, but now I'm Mr. Punctuality. It's 5 p.m. I'm sitting in an airplane in LaGuardia. The captain says there will be a delay. Oh no, this isn't good. You see, I've got to be in Washington, D.C. tonight to play for Mel Torme. I'm on time and everything's okay. And I'm going to play for Mel Torme. I walk in quite casually. 8 o'clock, I reach Blues Alley, and I walk in quite casually. Now you see, that's the only time that I can think of that I made a rhyme that was there just to create a joke. I usually try not to make the rhymes do anything but carry the story ahead. So if I can't find a rhyme, if I find a line that doesn't work, I can't find a rhyme for it, I'll just have to rewrite the line or find another way to say it to make it work. And it's fun. It's good exercise for the brain, and all that stuff really. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. As it with almost anything, I think. With anything, of course, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So that's my one example of rhyming. Let's see what I have something else here we want to do. I'm feeling hot now. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Oh, you know what I haven't done? Because I haven't tried to do it without a band. I went to I went to Brazil many years ago with Liza Minnelli. Woo! In the 70s. And we played a show at a big arena. Oh, you can't imagine. And after the show, we went up for an after show party to the house of the composer Ivan Lins. Now, I don't know how many of you know Ivan Lins, but at the time in the 70s, he was writing the most romantically beautiful music in the world. My whole family we just died over Ivan Lins' music. He was Brazilian, obviously Brazilian music, and of course the lyrics are so beautiful and it's said in Portuguese as opposed to Brazilian, but they are pretty. They're amazing. I've never understood any of them. My daughter, but they're all about Brazil and beautiful Brazil. So I would try to write songs about Baltimore that way, but it just doesn't work. As I get older now, I'm starting to have more of a feeling for Baltimore. Maybe I'll write one sort of love song to growing up in Baltimore. I don't know. It seems hard. It's not like Brazil. Anyway, the Bay Bridge and the Orioles and the Colts and the Ravens. Sorry, the Ravens. I'm a Colt person. National Bohemian Beer and what? I don't know. So anyway, after the performance, we went to a party at Ivan Lins' house, which is way up in the mountains. Oh God, what a gorgeous place it was! And it was so high that you look down on the picture of Corcovado, the picture of Christ, standing in. It's so famous in Rio de Janeiro. This is Rio de Janeiro, and you're above it, looking down on it. I mean, that's how high. Oh my gracious goodness! And all the windows were open to the house, and all the fancy people from all over Brazil came. And Ivan sang his several songs from his album with the women singers because they were appearing, so they really know how to do this. Oh, it was so beautiful. And he asked me to do some of my songs at the end of the show. Well, who was I not to do that? So I went home and wrote a song about the party. And I usually do it with the extraordinary accompaniments of the great Tomoko Ono, who is home in Tenafly, probably going a little stir crazy. Iguanas and the lizards climb the walls. Palmettos scurry down the halls. Crystal ladies fill the room in peacock blue. All the music folk are here. All the superstars appear. This is upper class Brazil, so drink your fill. Aiden plays on his guitar. Ivan is the rising star. Little Louis he will play in his gentle way. Sweet music so sublime, gentle songs and words that rhyme. Even I will sing my song and hypnotize. The lady sings at evening's end. Voices hush and ears do bend. Wind our way back down the hill in old Brazil. Plays on his guitar, Ivan is the rising star that Lewis he will play. In his gentle way, sweet music so sublime, gentle songs and words that rhyme. Even I will sing my song and hypnotize the lady, sings at evenings again. Voices hush and ears do bend. Wind our way back down the hill in old Brazil. In old Brazil, in old Brazil, in old Brazil, in old Brazil. Anyway, that was the song. And you know what time it is? It's now 7:56. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to tell my friends on YouTube that where it is. And I've got 3,000 subscribers to what do you call it? The video. It's impossible to sing and play the bass. The damn video has been played 1,000,000 times, and I can't take advantage of it. I can't send an announcement of this show to all those people who subscribe to it, who subscribe to my videos. I've got some pretty weird videos up there too. I saw one today that I liked. It's called the Higgs boson. I realized there was something fun. I was reading the paper and then commenting on it, making up little things. And I kind of liked it. I'm going to have to start doing that some more. Reading the paper and just making up stuff as you read the article. It's kind of fun. But it's not much fun now because the paper, first of all, there's nothing going on except the world is being taken over by a virus. Isn't that sweet? Who would have thunk it? Oh, the movie people thought it. The movie people thought it a long time ago. We didn't think it was going to happen. So, but maybe we'll be better prepared this time. I want to tell the administration, don't get rid of Obamacare unless you have something so much better to replace it with that's in place. And then go ahead and get rid of it. You call it whatever you want, but just make it better. Because we like Obamacare. We think it's a good thing. I don't personally use it. I'm fortunate. Medicare, that's Obamacare on steroids. But I do think actually what's going on, I think we're heading for a more socialized, more socialistic, a democratic socialism, because with all the money that the government's spending on stuff that they would have never thought to spend, the Republicans would have killed themselves. Now we're doing it, $2 trillion. What's a trillion? You know, a trillion here, a trillion there. Soon you're talking big money. Used to be $1 billion, that joke, but now it's $1 trillion. Okay, listen, let me see. Do I have one more song for you? I want to try this one again. I love this song. This song came from a club that I played years ago when I first came to town in 1971. The first thing I did, well, no, I actually came to town in 61. Then went on the road and came back for real. And I played a lot of club dates, what they call casuals in California. They call club dates here. There are not too many of them anymore. But I used to play the ones out on Long Island with the non-Jewish crowd. Occasionally, I got on some of the good ones at the Jewish country clubs, and those were the fun ones, actually, to tell you the truth. But this was written about one that I went to on Long Island, and didn't get. I was too tired to get home, and I got a motel, and I then wrote about it later on. Woke up one morning in a gray and cold hotel room. Did not know where I was at home. It took a while before I could remember. It was the 13th of September, and outside was the first cold day of fall. I worked late last night. The party went to 5 a.m. I must have played the same songs 50 times. The people had the time of their lives. The men all danced with each other's wives. Bartenders poured their drinks and squeezed their limes. The party comes to order. You start off with cold porter. People dance, they're never shy. High society dancing, it's like thoroughbred horses prancing around the ring to catch the judge's eye. The ladies in their latest fashion, the men control their passion. They drink and dance the night away. The men and women, they whisper earfuls. The music fast, the music's fast, music's cheerful. The men and women, they whisper earfuls. How I never hear a word they say, 'cause I'm busy with old step, new step, foxtrot, two-step, all the songs of yesteryear. Finally comes a dawn. You get so. Finally comes a dawn. The trumpet player's chops are gone. It's time to close down, climb down off the stand. It's time to climb down off that stuff. Keep clapping. Keep the rhythm going. It's a break. It's a rhythm break. It's a dance. Everybody should be dancing here. Yes, that's it. Here we go. I have it right here. Oh, dear. I started it off right. That's what I did. The evening drags on by. You get so tired that you cry. You cannot wait to climb down off that stand. Finally comes the dawn. The trumpet player's chops are gone. It's time to close that Steinway Grand. It's time to go home, but I'm too tired to roam. I've got to find a motel and go to bed. So I find myself a place, lock my car and grab my bass, and I go inside, lay down my weary head. And I dream about society music. Oh, society, sweet society music. Play the song that people want to hear. Dream about all those fancy women. Dream about all that fancy trimming. Oh, the songs of yesteryear. Society music. sweet society music. And the songs that people want to hear. Dream about the rich people and their riches. Dream about all of those fancy songs of yesteryear. Do, 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 do. I've almost got it memorized. I never performed that song. I would put it on Salamander Pie, my first album, which is still available. If you want to hear a good album, I'm telling you, if you want to hear a good album. Now, speaking of albums, now it's time for our commercial. First of all, that song was from Salamander Pie. Okay? Can anybody see it? You can both see it. Looks backwards to me. Why does it look backwards? Are you both backwards today? I don't believe it. Is everything backwards today? I don't know. Anyway, Salamander Pie is still available all over the world. And many of the songs that I butchered tonight are on this sweet little record with my friend. Let's see, what's the matter here? This is Joy, available everywhere. Download it immediately. Download 6 copies of it. Somebody once ordered 41 copies of a record somewhere in Japan. I think he was probably drunk and his head fell down on the return button. Anyway, that's Tomoko on the here. I don't know whether it's your left or it should be your left. That's me in the middle, and Vito Leschek on the right, our extraordinary drummer. And that's that. And then the album that Tomoko and I did together as a duo before Vito joined us, it's called Don't You Wish. And these are all available. If you want them, let me know. Oh, Tomoko, just what a reminder that we're supposed to be at the Falcon on the 29th, this Sunday night. But, I don't feel like making. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Nah. But we're going to be at the Falcon someday, I hope. If not, there'll be I'll turn this music studio into a studio, and we'll have concerts here every night and charge for it. And if we don't get back into business soon, and within, say, 6 months, the music business is going to change a lot. Somebody told me that they saw the Toronto Symphony or some symphony, everybody playing at home, and they sounded great. Everybody in their home hooked up on some kind of system. Everybody could hear everybody else, and they all played, and they sounded wonderful. So it can be done. All right, good night, folks. Okay, Bill. Okay, call it a night. I will, Bill. I've done my best. It's great to see you all. And Bill, if you would tell me how you manage to tune in every night when I can't teach anybody else how to tune in at night. How do you do this? You're here every night and others can't do it. So maybe you could let me know in an email or something. jleonhart@mac.com. Good night, YouTubers everywhere.